welcome to kind of come and go, attend when they can. And yeah, we love any kind of newcomers. Now, this doesn't mean, maybe you're not new to meditation, but I feel that whenever I sit down, it's a fresh new experience every time. So, um, yeah, maybe as we start here, so we usually start this class just by um, I don't know. I think of kind of checking in, as we don't kind of jump right into practicing like, and now I'm going to meditate, but rather just start by noticing what is going on right now with like, in your life and your body. And so you might close your eyes if that helps to bring your awareness here, and just even a couple breaths, deeper breaths. You notice where, as we do, this is a formal practice time, and how you've positioned yourself, that there is a feeling of kind of like, yes, I'm doing this. Even the body is comfortable, able to be calm, relaxed. And there is a feeling, even a gradual feeling of like, I'm practicing stopping. This takes practice. I'm stopping. I'm practicing putting things down. We could, for example, there's your to-do list, whatever is on that, you put it down. So even the way that you're sitting, and I mean, one of the a well-known teaching of the Buddha just said, we can do this work. He said there were 4 postures. We can lay down, we can sit, we can stand, or even walk, that are conducive to this kind of coalescence of our awareness arriving here completely. So how do you feel today? What's your mood or your attitude? We can have a certain attitude that we approach this work with. What is it? Would it help to feel a sense of grounding? This is what it feels like to stop, not needing anything to be different than it is. This is part of our practice, is to just start to open. I'm practicing opening to how things are right now. There might be certain feelings, just, what emotions are kind of moving right now inside. Or energy quality. Do you feel tired or dull? You feel kind of wiggly and like it's hard to stay still? And as you bring awareness to breathing, if you feel, even if you breathe through your nose, there's like the tip of your nose. You can sense and feel the air moving, the inhale, the exhale. When we notice this flow or these waves of breath, we realize we usually don't notice that we're breathing. But right now, we're bringing awareness to all of these things we usually overlook. You open up your senses. What do you notice? Do you hear? Are there any sounds around you? Or what's the temperature feel? And can the body just relax, soften and open? Even feeling around like your skin or the skin on your face. And let your face just relax. Let it soften. You don't have to hold any tension or any expression. And now, if it makes sense or if it feels okay, just start to deepen your breath a little bit. That feeling of your exhale, where you're a little bit squeezing out the exhale, and then that soaking in of the inhale. Sometimes imagine this kind of sponge-like quality of your whole body where you're soaking in the inhale, kind of squeezing out the exhale. And as you play with that, this is a way of balancing, kind of balancing energy where the inhale really brings in energy. And the exhale is helping us to ground or let go of tension. When you're inhaling, you could say to yourself, like, energy, lightness, alertness. And the exhale, and practicing letting go of any tension. Might bring awareness to
Yeah, I can
the
hear.
breath passageways, kind of relaxing around your throat, your mouth. Even feeling around your eyes. This can feel good where the eyes are just soft. There's no harsh quality around your eyes. Inside the body now. The more you breathe, the more you feel. And inside the body is relaxing. Belly is softening. You might imagine around your spine is this kind of, in a way, how the spine has the spinal cord. There's this energy moving to your brain. Lips, be aware of your lips, then soften. Little by little, we're letting go of any harsh feeling, this kind of purifying, holding on to tension or anger. It's kind of a dead end, so I'm going to let it go. So the way that we practice in this class, which I kind of like this, like moving in and out of this more formal practice, and then just kind of receiving some of like the teachings around what are we doing here, why, and then we practice again. Um, so one, there's this teaching around the word karma. Maybe you've heard the word karma before. And yeah, I mean, we could share like what we, you know, feel or think that we understand about what karma is, and you know, what's the big deal about karma? And so karma really just translates to, could, one way of that it's translated is to action, and how we are affected by all sorts of actions. I mean, someone might do something to you where you were kind of affected by some kind of external karma that, yeah, we describe as like it happened, that happened to me. I didn't do it. But then there's things that we do. So we do actions, and I think of karma as like a wheel that's been put in motion, and that we ourselves are then kind of initiating an action or a karma and putting a wheel into motion. And sometimes we can like really get into putting something into motion. So we're doing this all the time. I guess the thing to reflect on is, am I putting things into motion that I want to be putting into motion? That I see as, yes, I want that to grow and flourish. Um, because there can be things that we've put into motion that are not very skillful. So I find like this formal practice then is, times that we can kind of reflect on this and even feel like, um, what, that this is in a way that this is really happening, and how, wow, I can choose to put this into motion, and something that's in motion, I don't have to do that anymore. In a lot of ways, we can think of this as like something, a physical action you might do, but it's a lot also in the mind, that there's things that we put into motion. Our, like I mentioned, our attitude when we come to class, and you could have an attitude like, oh, I'm such a horrible meditator, man. I guess I'll do my best. And, we can have this approach. So we want to see like, oh, I put that into motion, this idea that I'm not so good at this. Or like, yeah, my brain just doesn't meditate. Or yeah, just ways that we repeatedly think about something. And then, of course, there's very skillful things that we can, have, put into motion. Um, you might, like I said, when we come to class, there, we could bring in like a freshness, like, well, I'm not sure what's going to happen today. We'll see. Um, so, that kind of attitude could be more positive. Um, so we are getting to know ourselves of like these ways that, what we put into motion, then that it really matters. Um, and this, to me, it just is a part of our kind of our spiritual growth is to, understand this. One, I always appreciate there was this list. So in Buddhism, there's a lot of different lists, and one of them is called like the five remembrances. And one of them is that it actually talks about like when you die, like when you pass away, how you don't take anything with you, but it said like all you really take with you is your karma. So whatever you have put into motion while you were alive, like that's what you leave behind. We think of all of our treasured stuff that we leave behind, but they say that it really is only what you have put into motion. That is, it's like you're the heir to your karma. And boy, that one, I'm like, wow. So yeah, all of this stuff we have is irrelevant, and it's more about, and we could even reflect on people who we've known and who've passed away, and like, what is left is kind of just their essence, their energy, their what it is that they really put into motion. Is this the way that I'll kind of leave it as a way of thinking about it? So I love this because at any time, we could shift. Like, oh, I'm going to start putting this into motion. It's almost like planting a garden. Like, I'm going to plant these seeds and I'm going to water them. I'm going to do what I can so they grow and keep that in motion. And, of course, when we ponder this, it's like, yeah, this is a lot, this is work. I find like this, what we're doing here is work to see this all clearly, reflect on it, understand it, so that outside of class, we kind of live it. We come here to really see things clearly and honestly, and it will have an effect then on the karma out, you know, off of the cushion. And I love too how this isn't about anyone else. It's, um, it's true. Sometimes karma happens to us. We can't control what's going to happen to us. So we want to focus then on these things we can control, what we put into motion. Your thinking. This can get really, deep into our inner world and the way we talk to ourselves, the way we talk about other people in our head. And it has an impact. So we're going to go ahead and move into our letting go of the words. So finding a position where you can be still, as comfortable as possible, keeping the mind really clear and alert. So when we come to stillness, then I do sometimes get that image of like a snow globe, that we're usually kind of shaking everything up. But now it's still, and so everything just gradually starts to settle. Sometimes the little snowflakes settle quickly, other times they keep floating around. So, but we just stay still, knowing this takes time. This takes time. You might feel like little snowflake one at a time, grounding, landing. Just a little bit like relaxing or tension decreasing. There's a feeling really of being patient. So we notice then if there's any tendency to have like judgmental or critical thoughts. Like, yeah, I'm not going to put that wheel in motion. Again, maybe the feeling of your face or your lips are softening. The mind is interested. What does it feel like to let go of tension? Even when things aren't perfect. Aware of your belly, the belly softening. Simple, just a person sitting. Sometimes we can do something really simple, like notice your breathing, and just when you're inhaling, say to yourself, inhaling, like this, sudden deep appreciation, like, wow, I'm breathing, inhaling. And then as you exhale, exhaling. And watch your breath, watching nature. So the thoughts, like what we allow ourselves to think, really matters. And practicing staying here, savoring this moment, breathing. The teacher Thich Nhat Hanh often will give instructions about bringing in like the feeling of a smile on the lips, where I find you could just bring awareness to your lips. And when the lips are free of tension, it almost feels like a smile. Generating the alert quality, upright, alert, full presence. and this easeful quality, opening to how things are right now. You might notice this does take ongoing practice, sometimes called like this muscle that we're working to bring yourself back. I am of the nature to be distracted, but I can practice staying kind of connected to life. If the mind wanders, when you come back, you might feel like, the lips soften again. This over and over. This is called meditation. Hmm. So it's good to just notice maybe how you're feeling now after having practiced for 45 minutes and given yourself this kind of this time out. Because when we practice really putting everything down this in this formal way, I think quite naturally, like we're more aware, and then maybe we're more aware of like what we pick up again, right? And in that way, that off of the cushion, even this kind of simplicity that we generate here, um, that we get better at that, that whatever it is that we're just focused, we're doing it wholeheartedly, less distracted. And, obviously, this can take a lot of time. So,